Hi, everyone. All right. As you guys know, my name is Morgan. I am one of the All of Us Albany organizers, which is one of the many organizations I work with. There's a lot to be said about what's going on right now because people think we're here for no reason. People think that we're out here today for no reason because as of last we looked, the election's going our direction. But regardless what happens in this election, there are demands that need to be met. Okay? Because as we were talking about, you see the car over there, the car over there, the car over there. They're not getting defunded. But you know what is? Education, mental health, all right? These people, teachers have to pay for their own supplies in their own classrooms. These people over here, they've even got to pay for their own hazard insurance.
Period.
So if they make a mistake, it's our money paying for their mistakes. Okay? I want everyone out there to understand that we are out here every day fighting for our lives. This is not an option. When I was born black, I was born fighting. Okay? Because society has weaponized my blackness. When I was born with a weapon that I did not know that I had, that I did not ask for.
Talk about it.
Okay? When I was born, there were people already afraid of me. There were people already afraid of me. And I love recently, you see all the Albany police officers with their photos with the babies, okay? The photos with the babies. As this woman in Missouri said, stop. The tokenism is real. Because when that child grows up, they're now a suspect, okay? They are now a suspect. So do not fraternize with your future suspects, okay? Until we dismantle the establishment that is oppressing all people of color. From 12, 13. I get a little nervous up here. You know, have you ever had to follow up to the I want to talk about what it's like growing up in a state where today we're blue. But if you click into that state on Google, you'll see that most of that state is red. Okay? And I come from one of those red areas. Alright? I come from where I had to sit in a car at 16 years old while my friends joked about nigers hanging from trees and think that that was okay. I had to sit there quietly for my survival. Not because I wanted to, but because that was what I had to deal with in order to move forward, in order to get to where I am, where I'm 25 years old today. Because survival is what our kids are doing. They can't thrive, they can't live. People of color are going through their world every day just surviving. I don't want to survive anymore, I want to thrive. Up 12. Show me what democracy looks like.
This is what democracy looks like.
Show me what democracy looks like.
This is what democracy looks like.
So I know we have our lives going. Everyone has a live going, and I know there's definitely people on the live going. Why are they out there? They're getting what they wanted. It's like Biden's winning.
Are we
That's
really?
what they wanted.
Are we really?
Isn't it what? That's it. So like it's over. It's done. I'm sorry. Last I checked, Breonna Taylor was told she was worth less than a building.
A motherfucking wall.
Worth less than a hole in a wall. Black women are being told, women of color are being told that they are worth less than a building in America. How are we supposed to be one of the best countries in the world when you're telling people that want to come here they're worth less than a building? How are we going to continue to thrive in the illusion of diversity that America is? Because realistically, it's a melting pot and they're trying to make us all the same. They're trying to make us all gray. Okay? Trying to make us... That part. Sorry, I'm trying not to get too emotional. I just want to wake up in a world where we all are equal. That when I go outside, you see me for who I am. You don't see me with the weapon that I have. Because realistically, as I told you, I didn't ask for it. All I'm asking for is a chance to thrive. Um, that's what I have today for y'all. Just so you know, because we're outside. Not that the governor can hear us, because he's not in there. We know, well, it's after 5 now. We know he done clocked out. All right, but just know, Cuomo, we're coming for everything. I want my funding for schooling. I want my funding for mental health. I want my housing. There's so many things. But Cuomo, remember when I told you last time we were outside your house, okay? Because we got our cookie, all right? I'm coming back for the milk. I'm coming back for the next snack. I'm coming back for the cupcakes. Because I got nothing but time. I will be a thorn in every one of your sides for as long as I have to be. All right, Kathy? All right, Hawkins? All right, we're here for that. Because until you guys answer to the war crimes that you committed on your own people, when I was out here running for my life from the police and white supremacists, who was I supposed to call in that moment? Because the police were out here tear-gassing children, tear-gassing houses with windows open, doing things that affected not only the people in the street, but the people that live in these communities. Say that. Until Kathy, Chief Hawkins, until anyone on the council answer for the war crimes, you are unfit for your job.
Say that shit.
Right? You are unfit to hold your job currently. Just know we're coming. Okay? I know you all know that I exist because I'm on your posts. I'm in your side. I'm in your face. But I have yet to have a conversation with any of you. So where are those conversations that we said we were going to have? Where are they? Because your community is here, and I don't see you! All right, now, looking like Batman, my close friend Batman's gonna come on up and speak his shit, all right? Brothers and sisters! No justice!
No peace!
No justice!
No peace!
No justice!
No peace!
First and foremost, I want to say thank you to the incredible Jamaica Miles, the incredible Sean Young, the entire All of Us team. It's always we and never I. I want to be very clear. They expect this to stop. They expect us to go away. Every part of them is waiting until it gets cold and it snows, and they're waiting for the protest to stop. Fuck that.
Sit-ins on City Hall.
Are we going to stop?
No!
Are we going to let up?
No!
For a lot of people, this election was just a talking point. It was a trending topic. For those of us who fight for other people every single day, it was our lives. And it still is. And let's be very clear. None of these suits is going to save us.
Nope.
The problems and the things we fight for have existed for years. None of these suits have solved these problems. They will not. No matter if it's Biden or Trump, our job remains the same. We work, and we will not let up. Will we?
No!
No justice?
No peace!
I want to be very clear. They think because they have these seats and they wear the suits that they have the power. That is 100% wrong. There is no power in titles. There is power in power. When we pull up in our numbers with our specific demands and requests, things happen. So we will not let up. We will continue to press them. We will show them what our power looks like. We will show them that we are united. And together, they cannot stand in the way of all of us.
Hello.
But not yet. So, I appreciate Batman, who I will call Batman for the rest of my life. Save the city. feel a lot of comfort in cussing. But anyway, my point is, I've actually known Bakari for a little bit. We didn't just meet this year. There's some people I met in 2020 that I never knew before. Quite a few. Bakari's not one of them. Bakari's always showed up and showed out. And continues to grow as a leader every single day. And I am fortunate that we get to work together as individuals, as organizations, because communities matter. Communities matter.
Communities
Communities matter. Look on.
George gave us a steak. So, I would just say this. I have been in Amazing Graces since the beginning, since before. I'm sorry, y'all. If you don't know me, my name is Bakari Fox. I am the founder of Community Matters. And I just want to say this. We've been fighting so fucking hard for shit we're still going to fight for after this election. Let's not sit there and douse it anymore than what they want us to do. They said, well, maybe this is rigged. Maybe if we give them Biden, they'll shut the fuck up, right? I don't give a damn about no Biden. I personally, as far as she's a black woman, I'm glad. But I'm sorry, I don't give a damn about no Harris. My people are out here. My people are out here. And if we don't do this together, then what the fuck do we have? We've been doing this. Let's not stop now. Let's not stop now. I'm sorry, but I'm always going to say this. Transformation needs to be transformation. And if we do not pick that into ourselves and into the communities that we have, then what are we doing? Kathy's not going to do it for us. Kathy's too busy making air theaters and paying money other places instead of into our kids, into our futures. And when I say this very proudly. Communities matter because of our kids. I'm not saying it's not our time. I'm not saying it will never be our time. But guess what? Our future leaders need us. They need to feel respected and loved. And at the end of the day, they need an education. So guess what? They can grow and grow and grow like into the beautiful butterflies, trees, whatever they need to be, whatever they want to imagine themselves to be. And who's giving that to us? Not them. We're out here on our own, right? We've done this on our own from the beginning. So at the end of the day, we need to let them know. You're too busy sitting here trying to tell me on how black police officers are hiring these. Okay, Chief Hawkins, that's nice. That's real spiffy, as they would say.
Right.
But at the end of the day, that's not what our communities need. Our black children need to understand their roots and where they come from and fight the way that they want to fight. We see these figures that they see. I'm glad that kids want to be police officers and firefighters. But guess what? That is a white man's image. I'm not going to lie to you. That is the white man's image. And but if our kids want to be what they want to be, that is fine. But we need to put an image of black leadership and black youth into their lives. And how can we not do that if we don't have community centers, if we don't have funding for schools, if we don't have, I asked Kathy Sheehan for a van. I was like, give us a couple of vans to go around into the communities. So our kids can have books and things that they need to know to learn. It's COVID so hard, give us the stuff we need for our kids then.
Hello.
So we can teach our kids. What is so hard about that? Why is there not as many community centers as there is corner stores? And liquor stores, exactly. Kathy Sheehan proposed a budget that would put more stores into, where is it, by Jennings Landing along that area, and she wants to make a walkway, and she wants to do all these things. Why do we need that? Why do we need that right now? We don't. Because our kids should be important. You put everything else on the back burner, including our education. And at the end of the day, we're going to lose funding for things like I've used for my college education, free college education in New York State. We're about to lose that. I can't tell you how many things our kids are about to lose. Medicaid, school lunches, all types of things. The free services that they have. Mother's about to lose WIC. that's when we need to go back to our basics, back to our kids, and stand up for ourselves. I love y'all. I thank y'all.
I'm back because I just keep seeing more and more cop cars. Cause I like to be vigilant. I'm on a swivel. Okay, we're here like an owl. Exactly. So I'm sitting here and I'm thinking. I'm sitting here as I'm realizing that there are more and more people from outside our community sitting here watching. All right, watching. Just thinking that all these people of color in one place must be up to no good. That's what they're watching. That's why they're watching. But let's talk about how none of them want to come out of their cars and actually learn something. Actually talk to us. Actually learn with the community that you are policing. So you want to sit there and watch us and drive around and take pictures of my license plate, but you don't want to talk to me. You don't want to know the human that is the next suspect. Okay, so if y'all want to keep driving around, please do, but at least drive around with your windows open. You might get a history lesson. Okay? Because those are the resources. That's what Cara was saying. We could have community centers, but you know what we got instead? We got tanks. We could have community centers, but you know what we got instead? New cop cars. We could have community centers, but you know what we got instead? We're expanding the police academy in Albany. Okay? We could have, again, community centers, resources for our children. But you know what we're getting? More police. And as Mr. Sean Young has said, y'all know how to act in the white neighborhoods. Okay? Y'all know how to act in the white neighborhoods. And last time I checked, the white neighborhoods are what? Less policed. So all this funding that is going to the police and not the community. Bakari brought up the great thing about the parks. Also, we have another park. We have a $20 million park that got approved. Okay? It's a whole air park that's gonna go from all the way downtown, all the way up to Midtown. Okay? I don't know. She said we got a vote. She said there was a vote, and the community asked for that. A $20 million park. Okay? That she actually wants non-for-profits. She wants non-for-profits to take care of. So you're going to build a $20 million park and put it on the communities to take care of your ideas, to take care of something that we did not ask for.
That ain't right. Instead of be better.
That ain't right.
That ain't right.
That ain't right.
We don't need another motherfucking.
And of that $20 million that is going into this park, $1.9 million is supposed to go to the revitalization of downtown. Downtown, right where all the black people are, right over here. That's where that money was supposed to go. Where all those people of color live, all those disenfranchised people. Or white people live there. That's where they live. But instead, it's going to go into this park that then we have to take care of. And not get paid, right? Okay, she doesn't want to pay us to take care of this park. So, exactly. Oh, she told me. No, she told me. She was like, parks and everything. That's really what she said. I did 20 parks so far.
Then work for
it.
What about the people?
I had 4 more that's coming up. And my question was, why are we doing parks instead of community centers? And that was her rebuttal. Her rebuttal was just saying, well, I've already done this, so I'm going to continue to do this. Also, just know there's a fund to revitalize the white side of Lark Street. Right. All right? Right over here where all the restaurants are, where there's only one black business because they pushed all the other ones out. They're going to revitalize that whole thing. Last time I checked, it's well taken care of. I mean, I was just up there. I got a drink. I got something from Yamaguchi, the only black business on Lark Street.
Period!
All right? But you're going to tell me that we need to revitalize an area that takes care of itself. Okay? Takes care. Rent is so high over there. I'm sitting here like, what do you mean? I'm really confused. But I mean, the black side of Lark Street, completely ignored. Because we don't matter there. But I'm over here because Black Lives Matter! Black Lives Matter! Black Lives Matter! Black Lives
I want to take it back for a quick second. Bakari was talking about community, right? that they work so hard to be able to be called an American. Just for the current president to say, well, they're all rapists and murderers, but some of them are good people. And for former presidents and potential future presidents to still lock them in cages. Men, women, and children. And to make decisions about islands that were there before the colonizers showed up.
Period.
To say, we're going to decide for you. Guess what? That's my community too. Whether you in Rochester, Buffalo, Hawaii, Alaska, Puerto Rico, that's my community.
Don't forget about Africa.
Time to get there. She's getting there.
Because there is a very specific community that we have talked about often. Y'all know we fighting for justice. We fighting for transformation of justice.
Period.
Because we don't have justice in New York State. We don't have justice in the United States because we still treat human beings like animals and put them in cages.
Period.
That we think they're disposable. That they don't deserve humanity and love. They don't deserve opportunity. Which is why we came together with Vocal and RAP and other organizations and had a freedom tour at the jails across this Capitol District.
Yes, we did.
To say to the people behind the wall,
We see you.
you are our family.
Period.
You are our community. We love you. We care for you. We fight for you. Because unlike our governor, who refuses to let them go during a pandemic, unlike the presidents of every generation who have not ended mass incarceration,
Period.
we will stand and fight for people on both sides of the wall. Every day.
That's right.
And with every organization that we can find. Which brings me to the person I'd like to come up and speak. RAP, here in New York. Their mission is to release aging people from prison.
That's right.
It should not be a death sentence when someone says you have life in jail. Because they essentially are saying you're going to die. And during now, it's even worse. I'm not going to take all of Thomas's words. But we cannot ever pretend that when we are fighting for all people in all communities, it is also for those who are locked in cages in that home with us every day. Thomas.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't thank him.
Fuck George.
Jamaica did cover a lot of what I was doing. But I still got words. RAP, even before COVID-19, was attempting to dismantle the system of mass incarceration that has decimated our community. If you look at the violence that we see in our communities all over the Capital Region, it is because so many of the family members are gone. The mothers, the fathers, the grandfathers, mentors, people who are 55, 60 years old, served decades already in prison and could be home, acting as credible messengers for kids who are going down the same path that gave them long and drawn out prison sentences. We've had bills in that ugly fucking building
Say that.
for years before COVID. would allow the recognition of an individual's personal transformation and allow them to get home to their families. Our legislators, our leaders, dark as they are, Carl Heastie, Andrea Stewart, fucking cousins,
say that shit.
Decided that 36,000 men and women are acceptable fucking collateral damage.
That ain't right.
That ain't right.
My people are not acceptable collateral damage.
Period.
Our legislators and the governor are right now exhibiting the same behavior that got me 17 years in prison. Depraved indifference to human life through risk of death.
That ain't right. That ain't right.
Where is the justice?
Nowhere.
Where's their sentence? But I'm an abolitionist. I don't believe they should be thrown into a tiny little fucking cage.
Say that.
Even though that's what they do with positive COVID cases in prison.
Yup.
They put them in solitary confinement to die. The fact that all of you are out here today gives me hope. I love every single fucking one of you for showing up. Because this shit
We love you too.
is important. There are lives at stake. Our families are dying and our communities are suffering. It must stop now. Thank you.
See, I had nothing to worry about because Thomas always has words. We talked about the fact that this is not just about Albany, right? We're here at the Capitol that's supposed to represent all of New York State. And we have been calling for justice across the Capitol District for months. It used to be that when people said the Capitol District, they were only talking about Albany, Schenectady, and Troy. That for some reason, there was this imaginary line that stopped like around Clifton Park somewhere, maybe a little sooner.
And Niskayuna.
Actually, yeah, more like Niskayuna. You couldn't drive north. That wasn't part of the Capitol District. I'm here to tell you, yes, it is.
Yes, the fuck it is.
Period.
And Lexus has proven that time and time and time and time and time again. That is not just Albany, Schenectady, and Troy.
Nope.
It is also Clifton Park and Saratoga and a whole bunch of other places that most people don't know the name of.
Facts.
Say that.
Or can pronounce.
That we need justice in those places too. That those police are abusive and harmful. That those elected officials are not helping the most marginalized people. But I don't need to talk about it. Because over the last 5 months,
We finally cut it down.
I just need Lexus to come up here.
Go off, Lex.
That's my big bro.
That's my dog. Bow. Yeah.
No justice!
No peace.
No justice!
No peace.
No justice!
No peace.
Now I heard everybody talking about their lack of community centers. Now, people wouldn't know or ever think that a place like Saratoga Springs has no community centers, no recreation centers, a lot of money, but nothing for the public to do, for people who can't afford to have their own recreation in their backyard, their own bowling alleys in their basements. The average person, the average Joe, who's struggling to pay rent, busting their ass every day to pay that tuition. Nobody cares about that though. Everybody focuses on Albany and Schenectady and Troy. Don't forget about Saratoga. We have issues. There's a bad homeless issue in Saratoga Springs. I think there's more homeless around than anywhere in the capital region in Saratoga Springs. The streets are full of homeless all year round. They're making it legal to be homeless. They give you citation and try to arrest you because you don't have a place to live. And they don't help you get the resources to get your own place. There's no halfway homes. There's no place for them to start to become independent. Rehabilitation, resources, none. The Recreation Department in Saratoga Springs has $0 in the proposed budget. $0. Last year, it was $0. So don't tell me it's because of COVID. Stop using COVID as an excuse for everything. And the reason why in Saratoga Springs they're allowed to do that is because we have a little weird style of government called the commission-style government. Started in Texas in 1900. Do you think that this form of government was here for the people?
Hell no.
In 1900? Now South Confederate states. Alabama decided, Alabama in 1960, during the Civil Rights Movement, to abolish that style of government because they knew that it was hurting the people. And it made sure that commissioners were not held accountable for anything. They had all power. Mayor had no power. They continue to abuse their powers and not help the people. The people who elected them. In Saratoga Springs, we still have this form of government. They are still allowed to do whatever they want to. They are not held accountable for anything. July 30th, when they decided to pull out their $2 million tank on us and shoot us with pepper bullets and make 3 unlawful arrests, nobody answered for that.
That ain't right.
That ain't right.
That ain't right.
We did our freedom tour. Saratoga County Jail. They decided to come out in military gear. Snipers on the roof. For a speak out peacefully. To speak against the abuse of inmates in their jail. Sean got a call from somebody's mother saying that their son was being abused in the Saratoga County Jail right now.
That ain't right.
That ain't right. Who do you think is getting abused by? The inmates? No. The correctional officers, the sheriffs,
Corrections.
who are supposed to be there to protect us and keep us safe. But they don't. And he damn sure didn't keep us safe on July 30th. When they were out there protecting property and abusing citizens and residents of the United States. On Saratoga Springs, on land that we created and rebuilt.
That's stolen.
That was stolen by colonizers who fought white supremacy. We are all here to fight white supremacy. We are here to fight fascism. We are here to fight inequality, mass incarceration, abolish ICE,
Yup.
defund the police,
Hell yes.
reallocate to your community. Why would you not want your community to be good? Why would you back the blue but not back the people? Use your powers to fight for the people who elected you. They said we are unpeaceful. different thing. The troopers ain't peaceful.
Say that.
Back to blue ain't peaceful.
Nope.
We have been here for 5 months. Not one time we assaulted one human being.
Say that.
As we continue to hear about the police officers murdering black and brown people every day. And it doesn't stop. 10 shots, Walter Wallace. Daniel Prude. Breonna Taylor. Oh, my favorite. And favorite meaning my favorite because I'm fighting for this man forever till we get justice. Bail him out. Murdered by SSPD 7 years ago. We still haven't forgotten. Why is the governor not demanding justice? Why is the governor not screaming over here with us when he says Black Lives Matter? Where are you, Governor? Come outside.
March with us.
That's all I gotta say. Thank you. Black Lives Matter.
Matter. Matter.
You know, Queen, I feel like we need more of that. What you feeling, Queena?
You're tired.
Let's not forget that the commission-style government still exists in Saratoga Springs, even after the vote, because white supremacists went out and voted in droves to make sure that we kept this thing so they can continue to abuse the people of color in Saratoga Springs.
That ain't right.
That ain't right.
And let's not forget, there's also lead in the water that was found in people's houses in Saratoga Springs, known for its clean water. That ain't right.
That ain't right.
That's it.
We are seeing time and time again that the issues that exist in one community exist in all communities. It is poor people of all races that end up with unclean water and unclean air, that are homeless, that don't have health care. But when we all show up, they take notice.
Fuck 12!
I don't think his window was down, but I bet he heard us anyway.
Sure was.
Show me what democracy looks like!
This is what democracy looks like.
Show me what democracy looks like!
This is what democracy looks like.
Show me what unity looks like!
This is what unity looks like.
Show me what unity looks like!
This is what unity looks like.
Show me what community looks like!
This is what community looks like.
Show me what community looks like!
This is what community looks like.
Show me what democracy looks like!
This is what democracy looks like.
Show me what democracy looks like!
This is what democracy looks like.
I know it's dark and it's cold-ish. It's actually kind of warm for November.
Not that bad.
I'm feeling just fine.
Could be worse.
And we're gonna need to pace ourselves. I get that,
Yup.
right? We got a long road ahead of us. It will take time and energy to do this. So I'm good with y'all conserving your energy, but don't conserve it too much.
Say that.
Don't conserve it too much. Don't be afraid to be loud. Don't be afraid to be angry.
Hello.
Don't be afraid to cry. People are dying. We should be upset. I'm gonna be real quick, because there are a couple other voices we need to hear. How many people think that the 13th Amendment is better than sliced bread? Like, that's just some great shit right there. Ooh, 13th Amendment set the slaves free.
Put their asses in jail.
13 demands.
Get them slaves.
The only 13 we want is the 13th demand. Because the 13th Amendment was simply a loophole to slavery. It was instant criminalization of black people and of others. Because with the stroke of a pen that Lincoln did not do out of the kindness of his heart, his slave-owning heart, he did it because he thought it was a good strategy. Well, I'm going to do this because then, I'm going to end the Civil War and I'm going to unite the country and I'm going to keep my ass where my ass is. And at the same time, I will make sure that those Africans are still enslaved. We're just going to call it something else. Jail. Prison. We're going to monitor them, even when they're out. Show up whenever we feel like it, because they may have done something at one point in time, and we can own their ass forever. The 13th Amendment was not freedom. It was not liberation. That's what we're fighting for now. We're still fighting for freedom. We're still fighting for liberation. For humanity. No human being should be judged for the rest of their lives for what may or may not have been one moment. Because nobody's judging the people in those buildings.
Nope.
They don't get locked up, they don't get put in cages, and even sometimes when they get arrested, they get off. But nobody's upset. Not enough people are upset. Not enough people are thinking about all of the different ways the state owns and controls black and brown bodies every day. Imagine that somebody follows you around and says what you can and can't do. only time they change something is when more of us show up. And the polls is a tool, it's a tactic. We're seeing how that worked. The civil rights era took decades. I ain't fucking got decades. You got decades? You willing to wait 20 or 30 years? You think those people sitting in prison right now got 20 or 30 years to live in the most horrendous of circumstances? No! Do more! Do more now! Don't wait for somebody else! Don't wait for another organization to say, oh, well, you know what? This is what you gotta do, and I'm gonna help you, I'm gonna hold your hand. Fuck that. I'm mad. I'm done. Stop waiting for somebody else. You go get your neighbors. You go get your family members. You go get your co-workers. It's not hard. It's not comfortable. But as Sean Young is most likely to say when I give him this damn megaphone, be uncomfortable! Because you're still alive! And I don't know everybody's circumstance here, but if you got a place to go home to tonight, you're doing better than other people. If you had even one meal today, you're doing better than a man that came here asking for nickels and dimes. Said it took him 2 hours to get $1. That people wouldn't talk to him. That they ignored him or spoke down to him. I ain't got a lot, but I got more than that. And that means I got more to give. That I can do more. I can demand more. And so, yeah, I stand here in righteous indignation, demanding that every single one of you do more. And that anyone that's watching live or seeing it later, you do more. We shouldn't have to ask. We shouldn't have to demand. It shouldn't be a question. There is no scarcity of resources. If Jeff Bezos can build his own fucking spaceship, we have enough money to house everybody.
Thank you.
For everyone to have food and shelter and health care. To be able to take care of themselves and their families. To be home with their families. And if anybody has cash on them right now, I need you to give it to this man over here. Anybody's got a couple dollars, give it to this man that's behind me right over here. But that's just one part of it. We need the direct service, but we need to create change so that he doesn't have to do that. No one should have to do that. It shouldn't be that hard for anyone. I don't even know who's supposed to be next. Sean, who's supposed to be talking next? Because Bogle, Luke, I have big emotions, but I also have a really big heart and appreciate that there are people that hold space with me, people like Luke.
My pronouns are they, them, theirs. I'm a transgender individual. I need you all just to get that straight off the bat. I am
Off
not
the rip,
white.
say that.
I am white, but I'm not a white man. I just need that to be fucking clear.
Off the rip, get it, baby.
Because social justice needs to give a shit about everyone.
That's right.
We cannot be out here yelling for one group that's being crushed by the system without standing up for everyone that's being crushed by the system. And like everyone's been saying tonight, it's literally humans that are being criminalized repeatedly for being human. People are criminalized for facing housing insecurity when the fucking economy is shut down. When there are no jobs, you want to say there's jobs available? Go try to feed your family with those jobs, Cuomo.
Please.
Stop telling us there are jobs out here. Also, stop preaching about what public health looks like when you clearly don't give a shit about Black, Brown, Latinx, and poor people when it comes to public health. If you did, people would not be violently evicted from their homes every day right now.
Say that.
The theme about this, if there's anything, is that no matter what is the answer, right? No matter what happens with this election, we will not stop fighting.
Nope.
To end homelessness, to end mass incarceration, to end the war on drugs, to end HIV, AIDS, and hepatitis C. Hep C and HIV, Cuomo, you're really proud of those rates that have fucking skyrocketed over the last 6 months because you cut programs, because you have money for police tanks and drones, but not for social services that save lives. And then you're gonna blame that community when they show up at the fucking hospital?
Say that!
Don't you dare call another fucking person a revolving door or someone who is a revolving door repeat customer at a hospital when you don't do shit for people's public health. You've got no fucking right when the hospital's the only place that some people can even get a warm 5 minutes off the street.
Say that.
You gotta close the Dunkin' Donuts bathroom. You gotta close every fucking bathroom in the city when that's not it. Even when no one should have to resort to a bathroom for a place to live. And since you won't open up safe consumption sites, they will exist underground in the fucking meantime.
Period.
Say that.
Starbucks is my first. I'll say it all fucking day. Until you show up and give us what we need as a community, we will take care of each other, but we will not stop demanding that you do your job. Because this is your job. Stop writing a book about a pandemic and how well you responded to it when it's not close to being over.
Nope.
We're being told we're facing a third wave during flu season, which is just fancy academic language for this shit isn't getting any better.
It's just getting worse.
And you've got the nerve to accept a book deal, but you can't bring legislature back to session. Legislation that you should have signed before a pandemic hit, and you really need to sign now. I don't give a shit if you do it with an executive order. If you want to show off your pen powers, use your goddamn pen to sign some bills, to sign some executive orders, and put the book down. People who are living with HIV and AIDS, people who use drugs, people with mental health issues, people who are currently and formerly incarcerated, are facing the worst of the worst situations right now, and you are nowhere to be found. Your assembly members and senators will pop up on Zoom for 30 minutes to nod their head. You might as well have a fucking bobblehead in front of you. Say all day, yeah, that makes sense. I agree with you. You're right. No one should be evicted. I don't give a shit. Sign the bill. And like Lexi said, I'm sick and tired of y'all screaming COVID and screaming broke, because as we know, there are 12 plus revenue streams that you could be pulling from if you had the nerve to piss off the people who put you in office. I need you to come out and admit that the only reason you won't tax your wealthy friends is because it's their money that's lining your pockets. They were not paying for the chicken at your 25 grand dinner. They were paying for you to not do shit in moments like this. We won't stand for it. We will continue to mobilize. We will continue to work together, to come together, to find our common missions and common areas. This is disgusting that we have to be out here. And like Jamaica said, like, if you think you're cold, think about everyone else who doesn't have a single place to go tonight and is going to be wandering the streets looking for a shred of humanity. Mutual aid should not be the only thing we have to rely on to keep our communities alive. Thank God it is. Thank God we have each other, because I know so many more people, including myself, who would have been homeless right now if it weren't for the community stepping in with the bare dollars that people have to offer, but still showing up. You and your rich-ass Cuomo, sorry, there's a Freudian slip. You and your cronies, Cuomo, can't show up with your billions of dollars when you have 112 billionaires, not including ultra-millionaires, in New York State that are not going anywhere, and I don't give a shit if they do. Our economy is shut down. What the fuck is going to get worse? Okay, if the rich people leave. What? We might have to turn their housing into another housing program for people who need it? God forbid! That would be wonderful. And those are the things you need to be looking at. You need to be looking at all of the options. Last year I had a meeting with you, Pat Fahey, about why you didn't want to legalize marijuana. That's too much cash, too much income during a cash economy. Bitch, when are we going back to gold? Because every meeting I've had with you since then is because you won't sign it because we don't have the money. Guess where that money would be if you passed MRTA, Marijuana Regulation and Taxation Act, that ensures that Black, Brown, Latinx people who have been criminalized for cannabis-related arrests would be included in the economy and not just allow it to be bought out by Monsanto. That has cutouts and carve-outs in this legislation to provide funding for harm reduction resources, substance abuse treatment, and education. So when you say you're out here for the kids, which kids?
Say that.
There are more than enough places to pull that revenue. And again, Massachusetts took a hit when our border shut down because guess what? 55% of their dispensary customers are New Yorkers. They get that tax revenue, not us. We need the fucking revenue and we need it now. Come back to session. Do it now. If we can come together on a day's notice and get together in a group this size, there's no fucking reason that you can't get together and pass the legislation that we need to stop killing the people who are hurting most among us. Again, no matter what, we will continue to show up, show out, get angry, get mad. No number of humans should be considered acceptable collateral, as Thomas was saying, and you should never be using individuals as bargaining chips to get federal funding. Use the streams we've been preaching at you about for years, banging on those windows for years before you shut us out of that building. Guess what? We'll be right outside.
Yeah!
Is it fighting? Is it this nigga? It's my brother Casey.
Yeah!
Please, your turn. My fingers are cold.
All right, y'all. So you've heard a lot already about all the ways in which white supremacy and oppression permeates throughout our society. But I want to be clear about one thing. I think there's something important that might have been missed. This election cycle, I'm hearing right now that Biden is looking good to win the presidency. But if you're not paying close attention, it shouldn't have even been fucking close.
Hello.
It shouldn't have even been close. If you look at our state and you look out across the nation, there were so many millions upon millions of people so comfortable with the way things were in the last 4 years, they were willing to vote them in again. What does that tell you? We got a lot of work, Catherine. Say it again. We have a lot of work. Damn near half the population was so comfortable with the racism that they saw, with the bigotry that they saw, with the greed that they saw, with the lies that they saw, that they were willing to vote him in again. And where they're failing with him, they won with other legislators. At least Defund is back in office. The House lost several seats. What I'm trying to frame for you all is the enormity of the fight that we're in. It's not a couple of people. It's not a minority of few that are so comfortable. That are so comfortable with racism and white supremacy.
Thank you.
It's too many of us in our community that are comfortable with the way things have been. This crowd today should be 5 times the size it is now.
Facts.
Where's everyone at? Where are they? They're home. They're comfortable. And they're thinking that the fight is won. Biden winning the presidency does not win the fight. Biden winning the presidency does not win the fight. The only way we win is if we show up. Like we've been doing month after month after month. And I know you're tired.
I ain't tired.
I know some of y'all are tired.
I ain't tired.
I'm not tired. Let's go. Let's go. I'm ready.
Got that energy?
I'm ready for the
Y'all
revolution.
see me walking around here, watching the perimeter, make sure ain't no jerks running around here about to do something stupid. And I'm hearing the crowd, I'm hearing some of the speakers trying to get you hyped. And I ain't really hearing that from you. Where's that energy? Where's that energy at?
Yo, I'm always here.
You're gonna have to have that energy. Like Jamaica said, this is a marathon. And we don't get burned out. But don't get tired now. Because it ain't over. And no matter what the election predictions are, no matter who they say wins, who they say loses, this fight must go on. Because if we go back to sleep as a community like we've been doing, we're going to continue to get the same thing we've been getting. And that ain't right.
That ain't right.
So those are my words for tonight. My words for tomorrow is that I believe
that we will win. I believe that we will win. That we will win. That we will win.
And we are going to win as long as we stay together. As long as we continue to show up and show out and show that energy and demand change. This is what this is about tonight. To say the hell with who wins. Because when we show up, we win. We win when we show up together.
That's right.
And that's what matters. That's how we get it done. The vote is a tool to get the change we want in our communities. But it ain't the only tool. Showing up here is a part of it. Rallying in front of that office is a part of it. Going to the governor's mansion is a part of it. Marching in the streets is a part of it. Talking to your family members who just don't fucking get it yet is a part of it. Teaching your kids is a part of it. And being willing to win together. Because together is the only way we do it. Thank you.
I'm freezing.
Alright, I got my big emotions under control, y'all. There's only a couple more things, and they're important things, because I done already gave you the charge, right? Y'all got work to do when you're gonna get it done. Because I actually don't like people, but I have faith in humanity. I'm gonna say it again, because I know people are like, what the hell she just said? I don't actually like people. I know, you're surprised. You're like, what? I don't. Because I've been let down by people. I've been hurt by people. I've been disappointed by people. But I have faith in humanity. Because we can do better. We can be better. And we can have the world that all humanity deserves. And it means we have to keep showing up. And there are some things that are about to happen. So if you happen to be a resident for the city of Albany, Thursday, which is tomorrow, that shit's tomorrow, there's going to be a city council meeting.
Yeah, I can hold it.
There are 3 pieces of legislation that could potentially move us closer to an end to police brutality. But they ain't gonna do that shit if y'all don't show up. And I'm serious about y'all doing the work. So you go to the City of Albany website and you find that shit and find out how you gotta log in and participate. But I'm gonna give you a cheat code. We're also gonna share it on our page tomorrow morning. So untitled and free. On Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram. It's all one word. You gotta spell it right. Untitled and free. So that you have the information for Albany's next city council meeting. And hold them accountable. And then on Friday, we still in Albany. Because we need to make sure there's access and opportunity for more voices to be heard. Especially those living in the poorest communities. So I don't know if y'all know where Tenbrook is. It's a poor community, y'all. My brother used to live there. My brother, who lived longer than they expected after testing positive for HIV before dying several years ago. When I tell you that every community is my community, I mean it. Every one of us has stories of different places we have been. Maybe it wasn't our home, but it's our community. Family in community, or jobs. Or you went out and you had a party someplace. We are all connected. So Thursday, city council meeting. Friday, Tenbrook. Because we're going to be outside. We're going to have our masks. We're going to stay away from each other. Y'all did a really good job. I'm proud of you. Good job with the safe distancing. And then, this is where Lexus get excited. We're in Saratoga on Saturday! Home streets!
Our streets!
Home streets!
Our streets!
Home streets!
Our streets!
Saratoga be talking some dumb shit about you can't protest. Yep. We gotta fuck you.
Fuck that shit!
Fuck SSPD!
We need to keep showing up and showing out. And we need to bring more and more people with us. And this is the way to do it because it's gonna be a war street.
Yeah.
It's gonna be, during the daytime in Saratoga, so we'll be good.
Like I said, honey. It's like you said sunny. I was like, I got like 15. I got 15 names. I don't know.
Remember I said we like to make sure that people are heard, that there's an opportunity? So we have another speaker.
Hey.
And I'm betting y'all never heard from him before. I actually have had conversations with him because I'm lucky like that.
times and asked me if I would say something. Finally, I said, okay. One of the things I want to talk about, they always say, but as a teacher, I was in anti-racism task force meeting today for my district. And everybody talk about anxiety. Everybody talk about anxious. Everybody talk about the election. And we talked about how in our building we have so many roadblocks, people, white people in power, stopping us from doing things. Like I always want to do things in my building with brown and black kids. That ain't right. But it's always a roadblock. That ain't right. Always something. I have to play games. I have to go around and talk to people in order to get things done. And I said to people today at the meeting, I said, you know what? The scariest part is a lot of these kids, these people who are Blue Lives Matter, who are voting for Trump, and those are the same people who are in charge of making decisions for our students.
That ain't right.
Okay. How can our students gain resources and get out of poverty, slavery, and all of that? People in power are really not here for their best interest. I'm not saying everybody, but I'm telling you, just this week or last week, I had to get into a Facebook battle with one of my coworkers who said in Facebook that she is going through a lot of things. It is hard to teach online. Keep in mind, she's making about $80,000. And she said, it's really hard for me, and I am working with some very low functioning students.
Oh my God.
And knowing me on Facebook, I was like, no, I'm not, she's not going to get away with this.
That part!
So,
That's what I'm saying.
I responded to her, I said, knowing the community that you work with, and thanks for this community, thanks for this community, you have a lifestyle today. You all into this community.
Period.
So do not cause community people with low functioning skills. I said, how about you? Just 2 weeks ago, you were asking that you can use Google Classroom. So does that mean you're a low functioning teacher? So she hasn't responded for a couple of days. She responded, and then she said, she made it really worse. She said, well, I'm working with K-5 special education students. I said, well, being special ed students doesn't mean you're stupid. Okay? Being special ed students doesn't mean stupid.
Right.
And then she said, well, you misunderstood what I said. I said, well, everybody heard what you said. Thank God for Facebook, we know some racism. So she got in touch with a couple of friends, and they started following up with me. And I was like, I don't give a shit really. You can say whatever you want. I made my point. And she still has it on Facebook. And I made sure I told our superior in my building, that you better take care of this. The thing is, people are talking about, well, we have Biden. Everything is fine. And I don't know if you know what Biden 40 years or 50 years ago, he went through the whole system. So we're still, we know where we are. And people are saying, well, it's really, things are going to get better. And Sean said it better. With all the rhetoric, with all the racism things, everything that Trump said, people still voted for him. I don't know if you know it. I don't know if you noticed the map Because when you see that, when you look at that map, it's scary. It's like 50-50. So more people even agreed with every single fucking thing he said. All the racist thing he said. And I don't know any black people, and you know what, this is America. People have the right to vote for wherever they want, but I don't know any black people, any set people who will vote for that guy. Because you know what? When whatever happens, you'll be the first people that these white supremacists are going to kill. So, Sean and Joey, thanks for giving me the opportunity. I didn't want to do this, but you know what? Hey, what about I do L? No justice!
No peace!
No justice!
No peace!
Y'all don't even know, but you gonna figure it out. Y'all don't know, but you gonna figure it out. That's going to be case anybody forgot, I'm from Schenectady. Yes! Born, raised. Fuck it. I'm obviously never leaving. If I'm gonna leave, they should have left. But I'm not leaving, because that's the community that made me. So, I guess to the opposition, for anybody that feels like I'm sick and tired of hearing from Jamaica, oh, damn, Jamaica again. Right? Get back to me. But like we heard, these are the type of people teaching our kids. These are the people that have guns and tasers. These are the people that write bills and policies. The only time it changes is when we demand it. Because listen, Gap did something that a whole bunch of other people wouldn't do. He, one, said, no, that shit ain't gonna fly with me. This is what you fucked up and you're wrong. And two, he said, yo, boss, did you see what the fuck she said? Because in Schenectady, we got a police chief that confessed and said, oh, well, if somebody got pulled over by my partner, and it was only because they were black, I just said, no, we can't do that, and I did something else. So he just let him go on to pull over the next black person, the next black person, the next black person. But that's not how you do things.
I feel like it might be yours. I'm holding someone's phone.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
You were calling out the other cops and you got fired. The only good cops are the ones that got fired for telling on somebody else, and I ain't hearing those stories. I'm not hearing those stories. And our teachers gonna do this shit too. Black and brown teachers who are trying to teach black and brown children inside a system built on white supremacy. teachers that know they have talent.
That's
they have
right.
skills. They have abilities. They deserve an opportunity. And it only happens when we do this. In our cities, in our counties, across the state, across the nation. Because if we fix shit in Schenectady, but we don't fix it in Albany, we ain't fixed it. If we end police brutality in Albany, but we didn't end that shit in Troy, we didn't fix it. If we ain't all driving up the Northway to take our ass to Saratoga, where there's like 96, 97% of white people, to demand that Black Lives Matter, we didn't fix it. Everywhere, every city, every area code, every zip code, every organization, every group, every individual. I promise this is my final remark because it's getting cold and we've been out here and I appreciate y'all.
You good? You good?
What you talking about, Willie?
We chilling.
What you talking about, Willie?
These damn young people, dog.
What you talking about, Willie?
Facts.
Critical thinkers. Okay? Don't think that when we all stand up here and say, go and get more people and go join an organization and, you know, go do something, that you get to just go do anything. Be strategic. Be critical with your time. Be intentional. When you're decided, and trust me, I swear to God, and as a woman of faith, I mean it, you ain't got to join all of us. Mind you, just because you're here, you're already a member of all of us. Congratulations and welcome. Welcome to family. If there are other groups and organizations that you're with, that you want to participate with, take a good hard look. What the fuck are they doing?
We here.
Yep.
We here.
Yep.
What have they done?
With it.
Where they at?
With a murder offering! With murder! Did they show up? Did they show up? Did they look to lift up the voices of Black and brown people? Did they create opportunities for other voices to be heard? Did they demand that Black Lives Matter in ways that were transformative, or were they ways that were performative? people impacted.
Yes.
There's a long road ahead of us.
Yep.
We need to use our time wisely. We need to be intentional. We need to push ourselves into uncomfortable spaces.
Thank you.
Kathy's not.
Just because you're comfortable in an organization don't mean it's the right place to be.
Right.
If the organization makes everybody feel welcome, gives everybody access and opportunity in an equitable way, because progressive stack is real shit.
Period.
That part.
If you feel as if there is a gracious space where everyone is cared for and respected and has dignity and agency and a voice, then you're in the right place.
Yeah. That part.
If there are some well-meaning folk sitting on high, telling other people what to do and what to think, and it's not from the ground, it's not actually from the people, go someplace else.
That's not grassroots, that's astroturf.
That's not grassroots, that's astroturf.
Say that. Say that.
One more time for the people in the back.
That's not grassroots, that's astroturf.
Period.
Say that. Okay.
Heard that.
Players break their ankles on that shit every game.
And I said this earlier, I'm gonna say it again. Be with people, groups, and organizations that are looking to build each other. To build a better world. To build the places and things that we are yet to see. And yeah, we gotta tear some shit down, that's real. So what we're not gonna do, what we are not going to do, is tear each other down.
Thank you. Thank you. Say it
We
again.
are not gonna
Say
tear
it
each other
again.
down.
Yes.
I
I don't think they felt that. I don't think that was loud enough for me. I'm just saying.
Because I feel like,
I don't, Jamaica.
I know you just want me to go, I'm not gonna.
No. I just don't feel like they.
Chandler, I'd love to hear your voice, Chandler.
Chan. Robert Chan. Robert Chan. Robert Chan. Robert Chan.
So, I'm going to be pretty repetitive. Oh, there's snacks over here if anybody wants snacks.
Water, hydration,
Agua.
I'm marching as much.
Alright. So I'm going to be like pretty repetitive, like everybody else. I just want to let you guys know, this goes for anybody that's doing a live right now. If you voted for Trump, we got beat.
Yeah, period. Period.
I don't understand how after 4 years this man consistently giving out rapey vibes, being extremely racist, homophobic, incestuous about children.
Xenophobic.
I don't understand how you still want this man in office. I don't know how, for women, you're voting him into office.
Period.
You know he does not care about your rights.
Grab about the pussy.
Exactly, say that. Because he does not care about your rights. And I want you guys to know, though, that just because if Biden and Harris win, that's a Band-Aid. That doesn't mean anything. Remember what Kamala Harris did
Yes.
to many people, putting them in jail.
No, get into it.
No,
trans people. Press that button. Press that button.
Thank you.
in jail.
Thank
How
you.
many trans people? Trans women and trans men.
Thank you.
Still stuck in the fucking. Yo.
And I just want to let you know right now, I don't care. I'm still coming for you. Because unless you're going to end up, releasing every single person that you put in jail once you come into office as the vice president, if you do become our vice president, know that I still got beef with you. Because until you go ahead and release
Every last one.
We got beef. We're not going to be friends. I'm not going to be like, oh my God, Kamala, she's out here for the black people. Oh my God, respect for black women. Because you're not representing for anybody. You're not representing if you're taking all of your people and putting them in jail.
Period.
Does that make any sense? At the end of the day, I know that I don't care if Biden and Harris become president. I'm still going to be out here marching. At the end of the day, look at the map. How many racist, white supremacist, Proud Boys voted for this man? You think that just because he gets pushed out of office, they're just going to be all cool?
He lost.
You know damn well they're going to start rioting. They're going to show their ass. And it's going to be absolute all-out revolutionary war. And I'm okay with that. I'm ready for that. But I want to know if everybody else out there in the crowd is ready for it. Because these numbers are dwindling. This is absolutely ridiculous. Y'all should have, there should be multiple people out here. Thousands of people out here. Where is everybody? Because in the very beginning, when George Floyd died, we had thousands of people coming out. Everybody wanted to come out. Everybody wanted to make a poster. But that's because it was trendy, right? But the fact of the matter is, this movement is not a moment. It's a movement for a reason. That's why we're still out here.
Right.
All right, sis.
It was trendy in July, but now it's
continue until, honestly, every black person, BIPOC person, gets the justice that they deserve, gets treated with equality. I want to see my trans women and men not dying, that ass, like literally.
Bare minimum.
Period.
I just want to live. I want to make it past 35.
I would like to see my BIPOC people not get killed on camera. And having their family relive their trauma over and over again. So until that happens, I'm going to still be out here. And I pray to God that you guys continue to come out here and you continue to bring your friends and you keep on making sure that people are coming out and making sure that this movement is not a moment. Because it is a movement. We should have more people out here. More people should care.
Yes.
It's a damn shame.
Oh, down here this weekend.
But I pray. Y'all are out here this weekend. I know it's going to be a little bit warmer. At the end of the day, though, the coldness. It was an upstate New York, guys. Come on.
It feel like summer in Miami right now.
Today, feel like we're not prepared for the winter weather. Come out. Show up.
Buy some
Make sure
thermals,
your
nigga.
friends are coming out and they're showing up. Because this does not stop here. This stops after we get the rights that we want. And until that happens, we're going to keep doing this all the time. I'm going to keep bothering people like Robin Dalton in Saratoga Springs. And I'm going to keep protesting in the streets, on the sidewalks. I don't care what you say. It's my right, so I'm going to do it. And that's it. Period.
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 Yo, like 2 seconds ago, it was like 5:45 and now it's 7 o'clock. I don't know what the hell happened. Obviously, we were in the middle of dismantling the establishment. That's what happened.
Period. There's no time for it.
Everybody knows what they're doing after this, right? What you doing after today?
Research.
What you doing? Where are you showing up at?
I'm getting mad friends to come out.
Right
I don't
fucking
hear
here.
anybody saying shit.
I'm going to the street. Defund the police, no justice.
No peace.
Take it to the streets to fund the police, no justice.
No peace.
Take it to the streets to fund the police, no justice.
Say what?
Take it to the streets to fund the
I said Jaden.
no justice. Take it to the streets to fund the police, no justice.
No peace.
Say what?
Take it to the streets to fund the police.
No justice.
No peace.
Say
I'm
what?
a little bit more optimistic now. I heard some other people yelling some stuff out. We're going to go somewhere, going to do some things. We talked about the fact that Thursday, City Council Council for Albany. Friday, Tenbrook for Albany. Saturday, Saratoga! But we ain't done. We're not done. Because we still need justice for Jaden. Right here in Albany. We need justice for Jaden. Is the next court date for Jaden. A young black man trying to protect his mom from getting beat by 3 white people ended up in handcuffs while the people who assaulted her walked away. In front of the cops. A district attorney Soar, who just got reelected. District attorney Soar, who just got reelected, said, well, I'm just going to keep these charges. And he won't change his mind unless we show up. For real, David Soar is a state violence. Because not all kinfolk are kinfolk. That black man needs to go.
Exactly.
Understand. These are some of the ways to show up. If I say one mic to my people, these are some of the ways to show up. To reach out to the other people in your networks. To show up at future actions and events. To get on some email lists. To follow on social media. Untitled and free. And we do share the organizations that we partner with. So if you're trying to figure out where's everybody going to be at, we'll let you know. Do the work. Click on the damn Facebook. It's not that hard.
That's all you gotta do.
But do it. Follow the pages. Follow Vocal. Follow Rap. Follow all of us.
Community matters.
Community matters.
Follow Community Matters. I was getting there. I was having a second.
You good, sexy friend?
Y'all don't want to know about it later. So, leave here with hope and with optimism and with joy. Now, some of y'all, you see us laughing and you look confused. The reason we are happy is because we're in this shit together. We got each other's back. Who got your back?
I got your back.
Who got your back?
I got your back.
Who got your back?
I got your back.
Who got my 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 back?
I got your back.
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 That's why. Get back. Get back. Get back. They say get back. We say fight back. Get back. Fight back. Fight back. They say get back. We say fight back. This is how we do this! Together! That energy is something we feel and carry everywhere we go. So take that with you! Take that energy with you! Because you're gonna need it!
Yeah, it's a marathon.
Need it.
It's a marathon.
I would not have made it this far in my life, let alone in this moment, if it wasn't for the people around me. I did not